Plus-size models are making a splash in the media, which is absolutely great because we're starting to see a little more variety when it comes to retail stores advertising to us. Now, Lane Bryant is one of those stores. As you know, Lane Bryant does serve plus-size individuals, and they started a campaign known as I'm No Angel. And some people are not too happy with it. Take a look.
You want to meet my girls?
One word.
Sexy.
Sexy.
Don't get it twisted. How boring would it be if we were all the same?
It's all about how you feel.
I think it's in my eyes.
It's something that looks like this. Beautiful.
I mean, honey, have you seen all this?
Hot. Whoa. I'm no angel.
I'm no angel.
I'm no angel.
No angel.
I'm all kinds of sexy.
Cacique, exclusively from Lane Bryant.
Okay, so they are obviously doing that in response to Victoria's Secret angels. They're very toned, they're very lean, they're very fit. Traditional models, although Victoria's Secret models used to be considered too curvy for the runway. So they actually kind of took a step toward celebrating curvy features, and now Lane Bryant is taking it another step, which I think is great. Now, people are upset about that particular ad because the whole I'm no angel message kind of pits one type of body against another. In fact, one Twitter user says the following: the only thing I'm saying about I'm no angel, can we have body positive campaigns that don't pit body types against each other or shame bodies? Which I think is an interesting point. Sandra, what do you think? Make your point.
I have seen a lot of body negative attitudes around like, oh, I'm big and I'm sexy, so skinny people are dumb. And I'm like, oh, that is so not cool. This is actually really well done. I think saying I'm no angel is fine because, yeah, I don't look like that and I'm still super hot. So can I be added to the pot? So I thought this was great. And I think that just like so many issues that I'll talk about on my podcast or I tweeted the other day like, yay, foreskins and clitoral hoods, just like a little flap on people's bodies. Woo, woo. And someone tweeted back like, oh, what if you don't have one? I was like, oh, hell no, this isn't about you. Can we just like be excited about this other thing for a second?
Yeah.
He's like, don't make it about you. If you're skinny, good job.
That's a great point. Christian, what do you think?
I like this. I like that it gives women the chance to be comfortable in their own skin. And I just believe that, just not with women, with men as well, just genuine confidence is like sexy. There's nothing sexier than that. When the person's confident, sexy, or confident in their own skin, comfortable in their own skin, it's really sexy. But I kind of have an argument on the other side. I feel like there's a fine line. We can't make it our right to be like, obesity is a real thing. Obesity is a real thing. We're eating a lot of shitty food nowadays, and it's not healthy. Like it's not healthy to be too overweight. I think there's a fine line. I think just eating as healthy as you can, working out, taking care of yourself is more important than how you look. But overall, it's like if you're comfortable in your own skin, then hey.
Be very careful on who you say that in front of, because to think that heavy equals unhealthy is a huge issue in the fat positive movement. And so while I totally agree that we should all strive for being healthy, just be careful where you say that because you might get punched.
So I agree with both of you in that regard because there are people that look heavier, but they're totally healthy, right? But at the same time, there is a legitimate worry that campaigns like this will make it seem as though, oh, living an unhealthy lifestyle is okay because if you're big, it's beautiful and it's accepted, and it should be beautiful and accepted. But some people might misinterpret the message, right? So I think that's a legitimate argument. I know that people are going to think that's fat shaming. If you think that's fat shaming, I'm sorry, but it's true. We do need to focus on health as opposed to the way people look. Right.
I would like to expand the kinds of bodies that we can have boners looking at. That's what I would like.
Yeah, and by the way, there is a lot of that. I mean, if you look at social media, for instance, there are all sorts of body types that are being celebrated. And the ironic thing is, it's supposed to make women feel better about themselves, but all of these campaigns just make me feel shitty. Right? Because when I look at my body type, I'm not a Victoria's Secret model. I don't have that body type. When I see ads like that, I'm not a super curvy woman. So I'm like, are my boobs big enough? Is my ass big enough? Am I curvy enough? Am I sexy? So all of these campaigns actually irritate me. It doesn't matter if they're skinny campaigns, fat campaigns, thin campaigns, whatever. It doesn't matter. I feel like we should focus on other qualities that women offer as opposed to, oh, is she muscular? Does she have a big ass? Just let's move on. Let's focus on other things. That's my point. So here's the question, and obviously I kind of answered it already. Growing up, what body issues did you suffer with, Christian?
So yeah, when I was young, my ears were like really big. My head hadn't gotten that big enough, so they looked really huge. And then my head got really big. I can't do anything about that. I was really skinny. I had bad acne for a while. When I smile, my gums are like really big. Just a bunch of insecurities you have when you're a kid. But as you get older, you're kind of like, ah, fuck it. You know?
Yeah, now you're like the most confident person I know.
Yeah, pretty confident.
Sandra, what about you?
I think, and I still struggle with this with the shape of my face, like because there weren't that many people who were half Asian, half white, so I was not quite, you know, ooh, exotic Asian. I was just sort of this weird round moon-shaped child face, and and kind of chubby and bad eating habits. Just sort of like, I'm here. Look at my thighs. Look at my face. Awkward. So I've grown into it a little bit.
You guys are both beautiful. I still have a lot of body image issues, like a ton. But growing up, I had issues with my nose. I never loved it. I did my best to accept it, and then finally I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna pay someone to fix it. And then, yeah, there was a point where I was eating Nutella every day after school, and I got kind of chubby. I got really close to 140, and right now I fluctuate between 115 and 120. So it's 20 pounds heavier than now. So it had an impact on the way I felt about myself, but I lost that weight. But today, I would say, like Christian knows, I would say my biggest insecurity is not being curvy enough and not having a six-pack. Because you look at all these images on social media and all these women are like, yeah, I have no job, and so I work out all day, and I have these fucking great abs and a big butt and big tits. You're like, I don't have that. But anyway, tell us if you guys have any body image issues or if you had any insecurities growing up. We want to hear your stories, so comment in the section below, and we'll see you soon.